Nokia and Safaricom have joined forces to launch the first 5G commercial services in Eastern Africa. According to the companies, Nokia's 5G Single Radio Access Network (SRAN) technology and 5G Fast Mile gateways will enable ultra-fast fixed wireless access services to Safaricom subscribers across Kisumu and the western province of Kenya. Ride-hailing company Bolt has officially launched a new food delivery service in Kenya after announcing its plan back in 2020. So far, the service, which aims to give users access to restaurants and menus from the palms of their hand, have partnered with about 200 restaurants, including KFC, Big Square, and the like. Back in January, the company also launched a women-only service that enables female passengers to request rides from female drivers only. A request or a ride will not be visible to male drivers. Joining us to discuss these tech headlines is Fisayo Durojaye, investment professional with EchoVC Partners. Fisayo, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining
us. Good morning, Reuters.
So, yeah, great to have you. Great to have you. Look, so let's start with the 5G adoption across Eastern Africa. I think it was Vodacom and MTN that first launched this back in South Africa a year ago.
Yeah.
So what took the Eastern African region so long?
I think the question is that why 5G in the first place, right? Do I think that we've, to a large extent, extracted the much value that we can from a 4G network? That's the question I'm asking myself. Is it where it is? I know for a fact that sometimes some places in the US, not everywhere in the US has broadband internet service. Right. Not everywhere in the UK has broadband internet service. So moving from 4G that is now probably even fully widespread across South Africa yet to 5G. Questions why you want to do that. Of course, from the article, the CEO mentioned that yes, because of the COVID lockdowns and all of that, the internet traffic has improved, especially in cities. So I can see why it's maybe you can argue for that, but a good quality 4G network is great.
Okay, I'm with you.
Investing in 5G at this time, it just might be for bragging rights or something, but hey, it's what it is. So why has it taken East Africa, this far? I remember there was a time you were in Abuja for something that maybe...
Yeah, in Nigeria, yes. Yes, that's correct.
There was some fanfare around the announcement. But have you seen any 5G anywhere?
No. I want to get to that question because there's been issues with regulatory things and so on and so forth, spectrum auctions. It hasn't happened. It hasn't happened.
Right. So I think it's about a need to have and a nice to have. People need good quality internet. 5G provides great quality internet, but of course, 4G is great. A good quality 4G network is perfect for most people. I rather focus on making that widespread rather than selecting few cities to start building new networks.
So that's your argument. You are saying expand 4G first, proliferate it before you start going to 5G.
Exactly.
But tech can't wait for that now.
The problem is that once you move outside of, maybe major cities, your internet quality drops significantly. You can't even watch videos again. That's what I'm saying. So you start these problems, in tier 2 cities across most countries, in Nigeria, in Kenya, in South Africa, right? There's this problem in tier 2 cities. So I'm saying that you are making such investments in places where, the problem is not as widespread because they still have good quality internet. People are, you have, live interviews with people using video conferencing network. So the problem is not like the problem is not it's a deep-seated problem in major cities, right? But I'm saying that if you move outside of these major cities, you go to semi-urban cities or some tier 3 cities, you won't even have access to basic video streaming, and I think that's a big problem, right? So I'd rather focus my attention on ensuring that I get more people across the network rather than serving the overserved already. Okay,
so excellent points you make there. So if I was to, what about the pace at which Africa is getting there versus other? So for example, there's the stats that says that by 2025, 5G proliferation across Africa will only account for 3% of all mobile connections. So that stat doesn't worry you. By 2025, you're saying if by 2025 you have better coverage of 4G, we should be good.
So it's saying that 5G. So again, we have to look at use case. So why is the West pushing for 5G technology? Because they build infrastructure that they think that yes, 5G will be able to support. Right. This is we're in a country where maybe the CEO of the country, using the CEO word, personally myself, right?
Yes.
The CEO of the country decides to not always miss his medical trip every quarter or something, right? It just leaves.
Yeah, he's going on one today. He's actually
right?
leaving.
So my
he's
point
leaving
is that
today, yeah.
the need for 5G requires such massive infrastructure of, let's say, security cameras, strong telehealth platforms where consultants can sit somewhere else and perform surgical operations on people virtually.
Yes.
All of those infrastructures are not available yet. So we've not built the platform for us to require that much, speed when it comes to internet connectivity. I'm saying that the groundwork for 5G is not being done already.
Okay.
So why are we putting the cart,
before the horse?
Before the horse. So it's the same thing about if you look at our economy. People saying that Nigeria is leapfrogging, the industrial revolution because we're moving from we never really became a manufacturing hub before it became a services hub. I'm saying that, and that is still a bane of our development today. And employment is huge because some of the biggest employers of labor are great manufacturing concerns, right? And that's why the US is complaining about people moving their manufacturing plants from the US to Mexico or to China, because manufacturing is a big employer of labor. So if you left manufacturing, you move straight from primary agriculture straight to services where you have so many consultants. People wearing suits and tie, right?
Yes.
You're providing services for what? For a very limited industry. And I think that's where the problem really is. So we're moving from typical 4G that is not widespread to try and leapfrog to build the 5Gs in specific cities. You just you still focus on those same small cities, Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt, and then you still have darkness across the other parts of the country.
Okay, so if I was to ask you about the hurdles to, whether it's 5G or 4G, hurdles to mass scaling, it's infrastructure.
I think it's infrastructure. I also think regulation is a big problem.
Regulation,
Again, I'll give you an example.
Yes.
Over the past 5 years, Telecoms sector had been, to a large extent, being the blazing the trail when it comes to GDP numbers. But here we are in 2021 that we can't even change a SIM because of some regulatory, hurdle that the minister just thought it wise. Like, yes, I'm going to destroy this sector for you, and you're not going to, if you misplace your SIM, you're not going to be able to replace it. You're not going to issue new SIM.
Right.
These are issues that there are primitive issues that we
Well, they
shouldn't be
say it's
discussing.
security. That's what's, yeah. But I guess what they say.
You can be discussing in 2021.
Right.
Really, and we're talking about 5G. Really? Is that what we want to be?
So
really?
we're not there.
Come on.
Well, only 2 minutes to go. Quickly, I want to get your thoughts. So we should have to have you back to have a wider conversation. It's very quickly, Bolt and their food delivery excursion into Kenya.
Yes.
Was that an obvious next play for them?
I was in Kenya like 3-4 years ago. I go to Kenya regularly, but I was in Kenya like 3-4 years ago. I was shocked when I saw Uber Eats there, because Uber had been operating in Nigeria. Food delivery service they've not thought it wise to think, okay, maybe Nigeria should have some food delivery service as part of their value proposition. But right there in Kenya, there are so many other food delivery services. So there's Uber Eats, there's Jumia Food, and of course there's the third one, I can't remember. Some very major player from Europe. They are competing for the same food business, and Uber is there. In Lagos, Nigeria, for instance, Uber Eats has not launched 3 years afterwards. Now he's saying that Bolt, in the same city in Kenya, Bolt is launching its food delivery service. It makes me question, that African giant mentality that Nigeria seems to have when it comes to, okay, we are leading something. I'm not sure what you're leading. If an economy like Kenya, which is the old economy is probably smaller than Lagos, and then big innovation, driven companies are not thinking that they should add some of these services. Talked about poverty levels, talked about education, talked about just so many things around infrastructure, how to ensure that all of these things play here in Nigeria. And I think it's just food for thought for us. Okay, what are we really doing?
Food for thought. I like the point. Fisayo Durojaye, investment professional with EchoVC Partners. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.